Here we are at the Mains Hill Cemetery, which is on the other side of the Great Western Highway, once the Western Road. And previously we were over there, which is where the old gatehouse, the Mains Hill gatehouse, was the perimeter to the original 2,000 acre Parramatta Park. This area here is, although significant, it doesn't have a lot of the people that were synonymous with this particular area, as was the case with St. John's, for instance. But it certainly is historical significance here, and we're going to go for a quick tour. I'm going to go and have a quick look in here. There's the Mains Hill Cemetery. And there it is there. That's a little bit of info about it. As Friends of Mains Hill Cemetery is much like the Friends of the St. John's Cemetery, do a great job keeping this old place cleaned up, and making sure that they do a lot of stuff here. The volunteers, they're good people. We'd really be nowhere without them. And it's a testament to their work and their dedication to the history of the area and the Parramatta district. Because once upon a time, I remember when I was a kid, back in the 80s, if I'd ever come by here, it certainly wasn't as well kept as it is now. It was completely overgrown. It had been neglected for many years. But this is obviously prior to the great work of the Friends of Mains Hill and the volunteers that are involved with them. So I would like to put that out there, that you people do a great job, and it is appreciated. It may very well seem the kind of thing that isn't appreciated a lot, but I can assure you that there are people such as ourselves who appreciate what you do, and really do thank you for all your work. And it's something that I will endeavour to myself become involved in, even if it means bringing down my whippersnipper or lawnmower and lending a hand. That's something that I'll definitely do in the future, as I'm sure that they would appreciate it, as would they appreciate the recognition of the good work and great, they're holding it, they're keeping it somewhat in the state it should be, so it can be appreciated and recognised by visitors. A lot of the graves in here, individuals whose families are long since gone, or families, distant relatives who would very well be at such a distance that they probably aren't even aware that their ancestors are resting here. So yeah, it's great work what they've done. I can tell that right now, compared to what it was some 30 years ago. I'm just going to take some footage now, and we'll also attempt to put up some more information about some individuals that that do rest in here, so that we can pay tribute to them and give a nod to the Maze Hill Cemetery, which holds its own as an important part of the history of Parramatta. Lots been seen and done since the first interment here. Maze Hill Cemetery.
Here at Maze Hill Cemetery, Parramatta, or Maze Hill. Some old families, pioneer families who are buried in here. Unsure if there's any first fleeters in here though. The cemetery was established around 1839. Would have been about the time the first burial. So it's called a historical cemetery because it's old. I wish I knew more about the families who are buried in here. I'll list their names, but in my research I couldn't really find any first fleeters, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Died. They're all a family, and they all died near the same ages.
Oh, okay.
That's sad. That's just sad.
Yeah.
Someone died
Only
at
little one.
14 months.
14 months. Yeah, it's quite sad.
70 years.
Oh, there's a bird in that tree just there. Ooh, I got the shakes trying to hold this camera up, right? Oh, stop shaking. There he is. Oh, zoom out.
Did someone drop a toy there or just put that there?
I don't know. Some people leave toys if there's children.
But these
buried.
are like adults.
I don't know.
'Cause
Maybe someone visiting left the toy behind.
It was upside down, so I faced it
Oh,
upwards.
some of them are broken. Oh, that gravestone's fallen completely over. They've had to lay it down. Goes back a little way. It's not a large one, but it's...
Well, Mum, am I stepping on someone?
No, I believe they've got the paths there. Oh, they've got the rows sections. It's good. Probably because it's such a smaller cemetery. They've easier to have them in rows. It's pretty. Must have fallen off. Broken. It's a little broken. We'll come over here. So we've got Mitch on the other side.
Putting petals.
Very nice, darling. Mitch is on the other side. Apologies for the shakiness. It's a little bit uneven ground here. These ones are old. Be interesting to know where the oldest one is. Got something here. Wow. There's the toilet block over there we walked to. It looked like an old building from a ways back, so I went to check it out. It's made in the same brick as the little sheltered way in. Some pretty flowers amongst here. Definitely old. Still in conditions that aren't the best, but I suppose you've got to expect that from cemeteries in general. I mean, they're old and ground moves, things move around. Can't see any trees growing out of them like Windsor though, which is quite good. Now there's probably unmarked graves here, so I'll try and keep to the narrow area here. It's quite interesting, isn't it? This one's sunken in. So we're going to zoom out a bit. Sunken in here. Can't really tell probably on the camera, but it goes, dips in the middle there. But it's well maintained, unless they just snuck in and did it before we arrived. But no, it looks really well maintained. People look after this place. I believe they've got a Facebook page, I think. Maze Hill, Friends of Maze Hill Cemetery, something like that. There's a lot of historical groups on Facebook, which is really good. They've got a lot of information there. And photos, which is always good. Now, I'm down in the bottom right hand corner here. Make sure the child hasn't wandered off. Not too many.
Huh?
Don't pick too many.
Don't worry. I'm putting them down for people. I'm saying I'm brushing their graves.
Whoops, hang on. We've got a grave here. I don't want to walk onto it. Very nice.
Them on graves.
Very nice. Don't walk across his grave if you can help it.
I've actually been putting them on graves for long. There was actually a hero of the war. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw a couple there.
I'm
You
just
come up
patting the
through
top of-
here.
If you go back up, you'll see all the petals on
Look how
graves.
thin these things are. Oh, that's nice, darling.
I'm not trying to pick them and take them home. I'm just trying to.
Trying to give you a look at. Oh, we've got a tree growing out of one here. So it seems to happen. I mean, birds drop seeds everywhere, don't they? So naturally, the chances of a seed dropping onto bottle brush, a seed dropping onto a grave is always bound to happen. Especially so many trees around here too.
Can I put some
Make our way
leaves?
through there. Okay. It's an interesting one. $19.08.
All the graves.
Let's have a look at this one, Jacob.
This is Jane.
1891, 1895, section C and D. It's actually quite a nice cemetery. That's the front. We're right at the back. Wonder how Mitch is going. Careful. The trees are reaching out to take your soul. I try and take footage of birds if I can. Frederick Lyon. Alright. A lot of sunken ones here, unfortunately. Someone's stones dropped off the edge. Oh, we've got a tennis court over there or something.
We've got a Mary Jane next.
Soon. Oh, more of them have fallen over. Look, you can see. Probably treading on someone here, but oh, fallen off the edge. Now, oh, there's Mitch having a yarn. Yeah, these are all falling over. You might have to go ahead of me so I don't keep filming you. Lodge. Erin. What do we got? Uriah Holt. It's an interesting name, yeah. Sorry? Chat, there's all ants on that one.
Neat. That's me. They're literally walking all over their grave. That's not nice.
Well, I don't think they much care, you know.
That's good.
Once you're buried, I don't think you're not really that worried about what insect or animal is crawling around on your grave. Alrighty. Now, some of these look pretty old too.
What's this?
Oh, that's probably someone's old grave. Not 100% sure there. There's a mound. It's a possibility someone's under there. Big tree. The tree was probably planted before this place was constructed. A lot of graves going up to the top. Yeah. Fortunately, things deteriorate, but it's still here and they're mowing around it, so it's good. It's really good. Little headstone over there against the bricks. And it goes all the way back to the fence. Unfortunately, when they close the gates here, as the sign says out the front, you can't come here at night time. So what we could still do is stand against the fence and try and contact people that way. So there's always a possibility of things. And like the other cemeteries that we've been to, we'll try and get to those in the dark, because it feels like things start to waken up in the evening hours. But yeah, it's a nice little place here. well looked after, and definitely worth a look. Come here and have a look at the old graves from 1839. There's some old ones around here. Lovely big grave there. I'm not sure if there's any more interments here. I think it's a bit closed off from here. Definitely in pretty good condition compared to the ones we've seen. It's in pretty good nick. A couple of sunkens. That's inevitable. And it seems like it's on a hill anyway. I mean, it is Maze Hill. The way in was over there, so we're on the left hand side if you're facing the joint. Oh, climb in here if we want. This is a little open section here. Ooh, someone might be trying to get out of there. Denzel. I'll have to go back around the other way, I think. Okay, let's see if we can walk our way through this little area here. Oh, look at that one's got a wreath over it. It's nice, isn't it? And the sun. Okay, well that was Maze Hill. It's a lovely little spot here. It's very nice. There's quite a few graves over here. Lovely. It's a really nice spot here, and we'll get whatever information that we can about who's here. We'll pop that up too. It's a nice little area out the front too. Good spot. Well, there you have it, Maze Hill Cemetery. And we might try and get back here at night time, not inside obviously because they close and there's a hefty fine for trespassing, so we won't be doing that. But yeah, definitely we could stand here even next to the fence and talk to anyone who wants to make contact. So there you go.
I'm currently here at the Maze Hill Cemetery. I just thought I'd put on the Necrophonic app just to see if anyone would care to say something. Is anybody that I'm standing near by the graveside would like to say something? We've got a name. I'm standing by Frank J. Faber's and Rebecca Jane Faber and Alice Also's headstone. Any of you like to say something if you can? Can you say something that I may understand? I'm over here at, this is the Collett family. The Colletts hear me. Anybody say something that I can understand about this place, the cemetery here at Maze Hill? Is anybody here that that spirits that their body rests here? Spirit, somebody mentioned that. Can you say my name? What is it? Can you say your name and I can possibly look you up so I can identify who it is I'm speaking to? Somebody can hear me. Talk through this app, talk through this device in my hand. If you can say your name, clearly state your last name even, I could have the opportunity to look you up. Think you could mention something? Just before I leave here at the cemetery at Maze Hill, I wanted to try to give anybody the opportunity to say their name, say their last name. When I look it up, I'm walking by Dressing Mini McGrewer. What about Leslie Ferguson Brown? Is anybody able to mention it? Can you say your name? And if you can, I'll have the opportunity to at least try to identify you. That'd be some fantastic evidence. That'd be some great evidence. Like this is quite a headstone here. This is in memory of William Reed. Is Mr. Reed able to speak? I'm at the threshold of the cemetery now. I was just hoping that there would be a possibility that somebody could give a name or say something that we may understand, even say my name. I'd love to be able to try to look you up. Obviously we'll go back over this recording and we can try to decipher something out of it, some information. If you have said something that we can find, I hope you're resting. I hope you're peaceful. And I hope you're not stuck or unsure which way to go. Thank you. I hope I've touched with somebody. Got in touch with somebody. There's a few things that I can't very well make out right now, but we're going to go over it. Hopefully we can come up with something, some sort of evidence.
Aussie made.